I'm Jeff Matlow. Welcome to the best leadership podcast ever. Welcome back to the best leadership podcast ever, where every week we take a little bit of a different look at your daily behaviors to give you new ideas to catapult your career. My name's Jeff Matlow. I'm a leadership coach for executives and entrepreneurs. And today, I want to talk about anger. Yep, anger. You see, anger actually isn't anger. Anger's a mask. And like all masks, the purpose of anger is to hide something. But unlike that silly Halloween mask, which I still can't believe you wore, the mask of anger isn't always put on by conscious choice. Oftentimes, we put on our masks to mask our biggest fears. And it's not always easy to see behind the mask. It's especially hard when the mask is filled with anger. But let me see if I can help. The primary purpose of displaying anger is to induce fear. And the primary purpose of inducing fear is to establish boundaries. This happens all the time in the animal kingdom. Elephants stomp, cats hiss, dogs snarl, honey badgers headbutt, and bulls snort. They do it to set boundaries. And leaders like Elon Musk, Steve Jobs, Jack Welch, and Gordon Ramsay, they do the same thing. Yelling at and berating others is part of their daily regimen. Anger has been a way for them to claim superiority and be the alpha male. Yelling is their means to set the boundaries for the behavior they want to see from others in their proverbial herd. Heck, Gordon Ramsay built an entire career based off his ability to effectively yell and berate people in order to incite fear. But there's another thing that these so-called great leaders fell victim to. They each used anger as a mask to hide their fears of conflict. Listen, I know what you're thinking because I hear it all the time in my leadership coaching business. You're thinking, there's no way my boss has a fear of conflict. Their entire personality thrives on causing conflict. Well, I hate to tell you you're wrong, but, well, you're wrong. Expressing anger has nothing to do with addressing conflict. In fact, it's just the opposite. One of the easiest ways to identify a leader who fears conflict is to find the leader who is verbally abusive to their employees. Displaying these animalistic acts of anger is a common behavior for people who fear conflict. As I said before, anger is a mask that hides one's fears. Listen, have you ever worked with somebody who openly berates other people but will continually avoid difficult one-on-one conversations? That's a fear of conflict. Maybe you've encountered a manager who will rant on about how toxic or bad an employee is, but they postpone any conversation to address the issues. That's fear of conflict. I see it all the time. In fact, I'm often hired specifically to help address the challenges of these leaders who intimidate rather than facilitate. Criticizing others is a defense mechanism. Berating people is the adult version of bullying. It's a way to maintain a feeling of superiority. It's a crappy way, but it's a way nonetheless. Emotional outbursts are attempts to avoid the discomfort of deeper discussions, as if yelling loud enough has ever fixed any problems without creating new ones. It takes courage, humility, and vulnerability to have deep discussions about tough topics. But it's precisely these qualities, courage, humility, and vulnerability, that define effective leadership. Dealing with a leader who uses anger to avoid conflict can be incredibly challenging. It can quickly feel like an abusive relationship in which you want to either punch them or walk away, or kind of both. However, it's possible to create a better working environment without punching anybody in the face. Keep in mind, I didn't say it was easy to do. I just said it was possible. Let me give you a few tips here. First, it's not you, it's them. Remember, their anger isn't about your behavior, it's about their issues. I'm not saying your behavior is perfect. What I'm saying is that the reaction to your behavior is far from perfect. So when your leader is being loud, stay calm. When they berate you, keep your emotions in check. Which leads to number 2. It's weakness, not strength. Anger is the result of fear, insecurity, or stress. Sometimes a calm, supporting response can go a long way. Maybe, if it makes sense, try saying something like, "I see where you're coming from. That's a good idea. I'll try it out. I'll let you know what happens." Number 3, have the tough conversation. Find a calm moment and start the tough conversation yourself because you know they won't do it. Oh, and remember to use I statements. For instance, "I'm concerned when conversations become heated because it really impacts the team's productivity. I'd love to get your thoughts on how we can avoid that." Number 4, set your boundaries. Let them know as respectfully as possible how their behavior is unhelpful. Maybe it's something like, "I understand this is important, but I respond better to conversational feedback, not yelling." Number 5, embrace your inner Pavlov. Acknowledge when the leader who yells handles a situation well without yelling. Reward them with positive feedback. I don't mean throw a bone or a bowl of kibble. I mean, tell them they did well and that you appreciated the way they handled it. It works with animals. It can work with leaders. Number 6, get help. If the anger is abusive or the leader creates a toxic environment, involve human resources or get guidance from a coach or mentor. And number 7, protect your mental health. Balance your emotional health with stress-free activities. Make time to be with your family, exercise daily, continuing that crocheting hobby that you really love, whatever it takes. You do you. And if you truly can't stand the environment, get the heck out of Dodge. In the end, while you can't control someone else's anger, you can control how you respond to it. By knowing that anger is just a shield to mask one's fears, you have the unique opportunity to help remove the mask. When they get angry, you get calm. When they berate, you empathize. You have a choice. Choose to be the one who sets boundaries. Choose to be the one who initiates complex conversations. Choose to be the one to transform the toxic workplace into a healthy one. Anybody can beat their chest, hiss, or headbutt. It takes a true leader to tackle the tough topics with tranquility. Be that leader. Take off that mask. If you like this, let me know. Also, I'd hugely appreciate if you gave it 5 stars and left a review for the podcast. It really means a lot. If there's any topics you want to discuss, or if you want to know how to 10x your team's productivity, reach out to me, leadership@bytitleonly.com. In the meantime, I want you to know I really appreciate you. Thank you for listening. We'll talk to you next week. Have a good one. Bye.